She worked tirelessly for years, only for her boss to steal her promotion and give it to his lazy nephew. You ever feel your whole world tilt, like the ground's been yanked out from under you? That was me, Lila Carter, sitting at my cluttered desk at Tech Trend Innovations, my heart hammering so hard I thought it might crack my ribs. I'm a graphic designer, the kind who sees stories in every curve of a font, every shade of blue. My desk is a chaos of sketchpads, coffee stains, and post-it notes with half-formed ideas. For years, I'd poured my soul into this place, nights so late the janitor knew my name, weekends lost to perfecting a single frame. My latest campaign, it was my masterpiece, a sleek ad for a tech startup, all vibrant gradients and bold lines that screamed innovation. It wasn't just a project, it was my ticket to a senior designer role, a corner office, a life where I could finally breathe. But Greg, my boss, had other plans. Picture him, slicked back hair, a tie that costs more than my rent, and a smile so oily it could start a fire. He's the kind of guy who'd charm you at a company picnic, then fire your best friend by Monday. That day, in the meeting room, glass was stale coffee scent, suits packed like sardines stood at the front, projector glowing, and presented my campaign, my blood, my sleepless nights, my everything. Brilliant work, isn't it? He said, his voice dripping with pride that wasn't his. Then the gut punch. Tom, my nephew, will take the senior designer role to lead this forward. Tom, the guy who once asked me how to zoom a PDF. My coworker's eyes flicked to me, pity sharp as glass. I wanted to scream, but all I could do was sit there, the fluorescent lights buzzing like a swarm of bees, my dreams dissolving into the carpet. I stumbled back to my desk, my throat tight, my hands trembling as I opened an email. Congratulations, Tom, in bold, mocking letters. You know that feeling, don't you? When someone steals what's yours, and the world just watches. I grew up in a small town, the kind where everyone knows your failures. My mom worked double shifts to get me art classes, and I swore I'd make her proud. This job was my shot, my proof I wasn't just the kid who couldn't afford college. And now Greg had taken it, handed it to his nephew like a cheap party favor. That night, my tiny apartment felt like a cage. The radiator hissed, the streetlights bled through my blinds, and my mind wouldn't stop. I gave them everything. I whispered, my voice raw, pacing past my thrift store couch. Betrayal's a funny thing, it's not just anger. It's this ache, like someone carved out a piece of you. I saw my mom's tired smile, heard her say, keep going, Lila. I wasn't going to let Greg break that promise. He'd feel this hollow, burning sting. I poured a third coffee, the mug warm in my shaking hands, and opened my laptop. I started digging, not some hacker movie nonsense, just me, desperate, combing through emails, budgets, anything. At 3 a.m., my eyes burning, I found it. Greg's secret. He'd been skimming project funds. 4 years, thousands funneled into his account, through fake vendor invoices. My heart raced like I'd sprinted a mile. Then, a cherry on top, Greg had scheduled Tom to present my campaign to VIP clients next week. A room full of tech moguls in tailored suits. I leaned back in my chair, the wood creaking, and a laugh slipped out sharp. Dangerous. You want my work, Greg? I said to the empty room. Let's make it unforgettable. My plan was precise, like laying out a canvas. I'd let Greg and Tom hang themselves. I spent days crafting one perfect slide for Tom's presentation, buried deep in the deck where he'd never check. It was a chart, clean and damning, titled Budget Discrepancies, with Greg's stolen funds in bold numbers. I'd also email the CEO anonymously, of course with every incriminating email and receipt, timestamped to you just before the meeting. To cover my tracks, I used a dummy account, routed through a coffee shop's Wi-Fi cross town. Every detail had to be perfect. One slip, and I'd lose everything. The meeting day came, and I swear my pulse was louder than the elevator's ding. I Saturday in the back, my navy blazer itching, my hands clammy as I gripped my notebook. Tom was up front, sweating through his cheap suit, stumbling over my slides like a kid reading Shakespeare. My stomach twisted, part fear, part thrill. Then it happened. Click. The room frowned. My slide glowed on the screen. Greg's budget discrepancies. Numbers glaring like a spotlight. Gasps hit like a storm. Greg's face went gray, like he'd aged a decade in a second. This is a mistake, he barked, his voice cracking, his eyes locking onto mine. I held his stare, My face blank, but inside I was a live wire. He could suspect me all he wanted, he'd covered my tracks. My email had hit the CEO's inbox at dawn. Marked urgent whistleblower report. Greg was a dead man walking. The CEO stood, his voice like steel. Greg. My office. No. By noon, he was gone, escorted out with a cardboard box, his tie askew, tongue, demoted to intern, fetching lads for the team. Me. They called me upstairs that afternoon. The senior role's yours, Lila, the CEO said, his handshake firm. My campaign launched the next day and went viral, Twitter feeds buzzing, blogs calling it genius. I stood in my new office, the city skyline glittering through the window, my mom's voice echoing in my head. Revenge, I thought, my lips curling. It's just painting the truth in colors they can't ignore.